Hello and welcome to my channel. I am Amethyst Raven and this is another episode of hashtag Crafty Whip Weekend, where we grab our works in progress and we get something done. So if you want to join in this open collab with me, then just use the hashtag Crafty Whip Weekend and tag me in your videos or your posts on Instagram or YouTube, and I'd love to see what you guys are making. So this will be my final episode on this winter themed stuff. I just really wanted to get rid of my scraps, which I still didn't do, but we got as far as we got. And so I just decided to make kind of like a master board out of my tea advent calendar as base, and cut it up into tags for presents for next Christmas. And because the tea advent calendar segments kind of have little hints and tips on self-care and things like that, they're all kind of tea related, but they also have some QR codes and it takes you to their site and it gives you recipes and things that you can use and make, which I thought were quite cool. So I thought that people might enjoy getting one of those, or they might go, this is really weird. Either way, don't care, you're getting a present from me, like the tag. So I am just ripping up lots of bits of and pieces, so some wrapping paper, some Christmas hats, some random Christmassy related things out of like magazines and stuff, napkins, and also bits out of my garden centre magazine that I got while I was there, and pages out of the Radio Times with the Christmas listings on there as well. Because the only time we ever buy a TV book is Christmas, and we always buy the Christmas Radio Times is the rule. And I've just watered down, tiniest bit of water down just to make it last a bit longer, some Mod Podge there, which I've got on the side in that little ramekin. And if you're in the UK and you buy the goo pot puddings and you get the glass ramekins, they're just amazing, aren't they, for like using for like paints and stuff like that. It's like a free gift you get with your mousse. It's awesome. So yeah, just ripping up some bits and pieces. I did speed this up and I cut some of it out, but it still seems to take ages. Oh, at the garden centre, that's out the garden centre, they have like these what they call like Christmas scenes, and they've got all like fairground rides and villages and stuff, but like in miniature forms that you make out of that you like put in your house, and they are just gorgeous. So that's some of them there, and that's the train set. But like they all move and stuff, and the fairground rides go up and down and things. You get absolutely mesmerised by them. And this is the Radio Times bit that I was just talking about. Hope you're all having a lovely weekend and that you've had a good week so far. So this is my big bit of stuff, and I'm just going to start Mod Podging it. I did cut out one of the bits below there, which I made for one of the other makes recently, so I will end up just throwing that off, cut away, but the rest of it. And the holes in there is because there was tea bags slotted in, but it's fine, we'll go with it. So I'm just gonna get everything stuck down haphazardly. Excuse me. Let me know what you're working on, if you've got anything doing at the moment. Like I say, this is going to be my last wintery make using these scraps, and I'll just have to deal with it and have the scraps for next year. After this, I don't know what my works in progress are. I've got a lot of things kind of on the go or planning for, but they're not kind of works in progress. A lot of them are actually need to start working on things, like beginning them. So I just skipped ahead a bit to where we've got a bit more down here. I thought I'd have more to say, but I don't. February's obviously coming up soon. That's my birthday month, so that'll be fun. And then that's when spring starts. So that was quick. I can't believe that it's nearly my birthday again. I did so much celebrating for my birthday last year, because it was a big birthday, that it kind of feels like it was just literally my birthday. But that's because I strung it out for the whole year. There's some swans from Swan Lake. Swans scare me. I don't like them. There's some swans near a lake that I sometimes walk Loki around, and geese. I hate geese as well. He insists on wanting to go and speak to them, and they want to come up and see him, and I'm like, no, because apparently they'll break my arm, because I heard that once when I was like 4, and that stuck with me for the rest of my life. Put some silver cracker hat stuff on there and covered it in Mod Podge, so then obviously dulled down, so that was pointless, but never mind. Loki's sighing in the background because it's a hard life living rent-free in a house where you get everything done for you. Wouldn't have it any other way, would we, Loki? No, we wouldn't. I don't know what goes on in his head when I'm doing this sort of thing. Why is that woman talking again? She's not even talking to me. Oh, it's gone a bit... I don't know. When I was just looking at it, it went a bit funny then, the video. But maybe that's just this bit. Maybe it'll be all right in the real life when you're looking at it and you'll wonder what I'm talking about. So I don't know what am I going to do for the rest of this weekend. I think I'm going to go... we get a free cup of coffee at our local garden centre, a different garden centre to what I was just talking about. This one's local to us, and we get a free coffee every month because we're in their club, so we're going to go and do that later. So at this point I decided that this thing was massive, so I was just going to cut it in 2 bits, and then I cut the top bit off because it's a pretty shape, so I thought I could use that for something else, so I just got rid of that. So sorry, I was cutting all off camera. But then I could finish this up without being hit in the face by the rest of the bit of cardboard. There's a pigeon sat on my back fence, and it's just been sat there for ages, looking. Loki doesn't mind pigeons. He doesn't really like squirrels. I think there's one squirrel that he likes, he puts up with, and the rest of them he wants to have for his dinner. But they still come back, so they're not put off by my dogs barking at him. That reindeer wrapping paper is really good and thick wrapping paper. That would do if it wasn't mine, it was on a present I received from somebody. But if I had it, it would be good for like covering up, like a journal cover. It's quite real good thickness. Still just sticking bits down, making sure I'm doing them in the right direction, seeing as I turned this around. My voice is really croaky today. I don't know why. It's Saturday morning. I haven't long woken up. Maybe that's why. Some of these cracker hats are see-through, which is good. Almost like tissue paper. A little bit thicker than tissue paper. And there's Loki, you can see, having a little stretch. My husband's feet. Oh, he must have been about to take him out. Or was he just talking to him? I don't know. Can't remember what time of day this was. I filmed it. It was only yesterday. No, day before. So that's that done. Just filling in any remaining little gaps I've got left. And that's what it looks like on the back. So that will be each of the sections that I will cut out. So then I decide that I'm going to just cut off this top bit. And that's the back of this one, which I will also just cover up. And I say it's kind of like a masterboard because it's kind of like I did it with a purpose. So I mean, masterboards are kind of there and you make them and then you turn them into whatever. But this one I was kind of turning. It was already a whatever, if that makes any sort of sense. I think I've just shown you that was Die Hard was playing. So where you live, is there any signs of spring yet in the air, or is it still very much winter? Or do you live somewhere where you never get a winter? Here in the UK, particularly where I am, I think we're quite lucky really. We never really get extreme weather. Like I say, oh, I wish we had more snow, or I wish we had more hot in the summer. But and it kind of the majority of the time it's just grey and wet. Unless, apart from in the summer when you get a little bit more bluer sky days, it can be nicer for longer, but not last year. But we don't tend to get extreme weather that causes problems, you know. So we are lucky in that respect, because I do feel for the places that, you know, you go to live in these lovely places, but you take the risk, don't you, of what could happen with severe weather. And what do? You can't just not live in a place that you really want to live in, just on the off chance that something might happen, and then it does happen. That's my pondering for the day. So just nearly finished with this one. I just used the, it's called iCreate, or iMovie on my phone to do these videos, and you can only speed it up by double. So you can, like, if I wanted to, I could like save it down, speed it up by double, save it down, speed that one up by double, and then get it faster. But it just takes for ages to do that, and I have a very limited storage space in my phone, so I can't keep saving down loads of versions of the same video, because I then have to start offloading apps and things. If you stop licking yourself, you can hear that. So I just have this double speed. So my point was, because this was started off to be quite a long video, I could only do it double speed because I already had to offload a load of apps in order just to put it onto this app in order to make the video. And even then I cut out quite a lot. So, but now if I save this down and then speed it up, my voice will be all sped up, which is probably for a good thing, but it also might make me sound like a chipmunk. So I think we are just about finished with the sticking down part. And then the rest of it is relatively quick, I think, she says. So yeah, let me know what you're up to, what you're making, what you're just doing, what your plans are. And how many wintery type scraps you have left over that you are either having to just throw away or keep for next year. It's funny, isn't it? We get all these scraps and then we just make scraps from scraps, and then we never actually reduce our scraps, we just make them smaller, which I guess is reducing them, but they still exist. I was getting a bit of Junk Journal January FOMO the other day, watching people's videos. And then I thought, no, I can't start it now, it's too late in the month. And I have a job. Which is fine. I mean, I can craft and have a job, but it means that I can only film in the evenings, and it's dark, which is where there's so many shadows. Because I don't have like the right sort of lighting, and I only film on my little table in my living room. And I'm quite enjoying doing like the process videos and filming those and things. It's fun. Okay, I think we are nearly finished doing the sticking down. Oh no, there's a space there. Nearly finished doing all the sticking down. And here we are. So then I will leave these to dry and then come back the next day and chop them up. So here we are, next day. And this is the backs and those were the fronts. And then I realised that I couldn't actually fit it into my chopper. So I just chopped them both in half. And then we'll chop them up into kind of not exactly equal, but equal enough squares with each of the numbers. And then tidy them up a little bit. I don't know how to make it so that the arm of my paper trimmer isn't right into my camera, so sorry if you feel like... Good job you haven't got 3D YouTube, because that would feel like you're getting hit in the face with my paper trimmer. So I like the way these are a bit like curly, what do I want to say? I don't know. Sides, but I chop them off and then I'll come at them later on. But the bottom I liked, so I'm going to leave that. So then rather than cutting them up on the other side that I've stuck the stuff down, I'm cutting them up on this side so I can't see what I'm getting. But I do need to kind of make sure I keep the squares with the stuff in. So that little bit is the thing that I said that I'm just going to throw away. And as you can see, some of them have got the QR codes on, and some of them have just got advice on self-care, and some of them have got inspirational things, phrases and whatnot. Sorry, I keep wobbling the table. It's a very wobbly table. And my phone is on a thing that's also wobbly, so it's double wobbly. Oh yeah, so that one said about get crafting, and if you scan the QR code, it takes you to a like instruction things on making a craft out of this thing that I'm making this craft out of, so out of this whole box. So that's funny, I thought. But not, you can just have to use that box, but it was saying use your stuff you've got lying around. So just tidying up the outside edges and then cutting them down. Any of you in the UK watching Traitors? I never watched it before, but my husband always watched it, and I've just started watching this. Started it from this series, and I'm actually obsessed. But I want to go on the show. So if we could all petition for me to go on Traitors, that'd be great. So now I've got all of the things cut down. I'm just doing some final tidying up bits. Excuse me. Apparently all the other Traitors shows are all filmed in the same place. So here, in the Highlands of Scotland. So even the American ones and stuff. I don't know, that's what my husband says anyway. He watches them all. So now I'm just getting my things out for my corners. I've got my corner chomper and my other thing. What's wrong with my voice? Other thing that does a stub edge or a deco edge. The stub one is like for ticket things, and the deco one is just like a corner around a little bit of something fancy on the sides. They're both by We Are Memory Keepers and Crocodile. And then I just got all of my fancy edge scissors out, and I settled on that one, the green one. Green one, excuse me. And then I'm just going to go around and chop all of the sides off. I mainly settled on these scissors because they're the easiest ones to use. They don't get as caught up as much, I think, because the shape of them is quite wide. And I was about to have to do 24 or 23 things for it. So I'm not going to make you watch me do all of them. I'm going to try and sort out what's going on with my voice. I will be back in 2 seconds. Okay, I think I've sorted this out now. Just must have had a frog in my throat. So yeah, just finish catching up. No, just finish cutting all of the sides out on these. And then I just decide to do something with the corners of them. So for the majority of them, I use the deco one option, I guess. And a couple of them I just leave as they are because the way that the scissors, so the deco one just kind of leaves a little bit of something around the edge. Because the way that the scissors did on some of them left the edges quite fancy looking anyway. I give a go of the other one, so that's the stub one, just to kind of see what it looks like. And then I just have a little go with the normal corner chomper to see if that does anything. But I settle on deco. And then I just go around all of those. And here we are. So now we have got all the edges done. And we are just going to show you what they all look like on the back. There's a swan. And then because I wanted to use these 4 tags, obviously you need to be able to write on tags, so then I just get my gesso out, and I don't bother to dirty a paintbrush. I'm just going to use my finger tool, as they say, and just very, very lightly put a tiny lightest ever layer of gesso on top of each of these, just to be able to write on them. So just to kind of push those pictures and everything back, so you'll still be able to see them once they're dry, and push them all back, and then I can just be able to write on them. When it comes to it. So I don't show you me doing all of them again because that's silly. But just finishing up here. Showing you how covered in paint I am. Right, I hear a lot of you talking about clear gesso. What's clear gesso? I really need to look into that. Is it just like glue? No, it can't be like glue. Is it just like paint with no colour in it? I don't understand. My brain doesn't comprehend how it actually works. Oh, I think I just used this. Oh no, I'm finished now. I thought I just used the same bit of video twice. And this is all of my finished pieces. So what I then do afterwards that I forgot to do on video is I just punch a hole in the top of them, so then when I come to make the actual tags next year, I can stick some string through them, but I don't show you that. But yeah, this is basically all of them, and this is the back side, just so you can get an idea of what they actually say very quickly. I mean, if you really want to stop and pause them all, then feel free. But and I don't know if maybe the QR codes might work. Who knows? If you hold your phone up to your thing, device that you're watching this video on. Meditate. I do that every morning. Meditate in gratitude and pull a tarot card. And that is it. So thanks for watching. Bye.